Welcome back. This is still New Day. Now we are moving back to conversation from the Anambra state elections. We are still discussing, observing from the lenses of an observer and an analyst. Joining us next is Elder Ugochukwu. He's a veteran journalist and a political analyst. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine. It's my pleasure being with you guys this morning.
All right, we are discussing Anambra and the elections. So I would like you to give us your holistic view on the events that played out yesterday.
Yes, in some areas the environment seems peaceful, but we've not been able to gather the whole results. The results are coming in trickles, in piecemeal. But from what we are hearing, the information I'm getting based on the figures I've seen, it's like Africa is leading.
No, I think currently the elections have been collated and announced. The governor just gave his acceptance speech.
Okay, fine. I just came out from the church to pick your call.
All right.
So I may not know if the radio announcement has been made. But as at yesterday, the comment I want to make is that money exchange hands. Money seriously exchange hands. And then stomach infrastructure economy does a lot of magic. So many people came to cast their votes for a particular person. On getting to the arena, they changed their mind because of the monetary inducement. So I think that was one of the factors that militated against certain people not winning the election. You see? Because it's like some people drew a policy not to give money. And then the other party drew a policy to share money. So, and when they arrived at the scene of the voting, they began to share money. And then some voters now made it a monetized affair that they must collect money they are due before they vote. Agents' inability to give money distorted the ability for the voters to vote for them. I think that was part of the problems I noticed that happened yesterday. The environment was peaceful, no doubt. There are allegations of rigging in some quarters, which have not been properly substantiated. For now, that is what I can say about what transpired yesterday. The police were everywhere, the environment very peaceful, people conducted themselves in a good manner, but only the money exchange hands. A particular party came purposefully to buy votes, and which they did. Maybe that could be one of the things that helped in their winning if they have won.
Now, earlier this morning, we had the guest who said that some of the events that played out in regarding the votes buying was that these voters came out to their polling booths and would not cast their votes until they were paid. Now, as against the typical, like you said, agents. Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little, but it's like what I've gathered is that you said.
Yeah, I'll repeat that. He said the analyst said at his own polling unit they had cases where he voted. He was the first person to vote, but other voters who came out would not cast their vote unless they were paid. Now we are aware of the usual scenarios where agents come out and then lobby these persons that are sitting on their own. But in this case, these voters were expectant. They wanted to get these incentives before they cast their vote. Don't you think this just further, tells how bad, even from the voters' perspective, how bad the election and election prospects have deteriorated?
honestly, that information was accurate. The observer observed what happened yesterday. Most voters prepared from their house and came, just only to negotiate how much they will be given. Some came by 8 o'clock and left here by 3 or 4, persistently negotiating how much they will collect from people, from the contestants. So they will go this way, they negotiate, they go the other way, they negotiate. The highest bidder, they now consider to vote for him. So they have turned the system of election. It has not been this way before. It has not been this way. Before, you just make up your mind, I come to a polling booth, and then cast your vote for the person you have already made up your mind to cast it for. But this time around is money. That is why we talk about the economy. The economy has so down on our people, and dealing with them seriously, that has made them, they've thrown away their thinking cap. They only hear, the language they hear now is money, 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 money. You can't believe some old women came, and then they were asking which party, how much will you give me? They were asking agents, how much will you give? Some agents will offer 2,000, they say it's small. Some agents will offer them 5,000, some 10,000. And then they agree to vote for the person that is of 10,000 without knowing the candidate. All they need is direct them where to vote. They will go there and vote. They don't ask you whom the candidate is. So that was actually what played out yesterday. That was exactly what played out yesterday.
Now, my question is, if we had security agents that were put at this polling unit to avert incidences like this, how then did this happen? Where were they where all these negotiations were going on? Or did they just, look the other way? Because I'm sure that the as much as they were there to guard peace and, serenity, they're also there to make sure that these things don't happen.
Which security agents are you talking about? The security agents that said they were moved, some of them said they were moved from Port Harcourt to this place for 3 days, they've not eaten. No money was given to them. They were there actually doing their own shopping, asking people to help them, provide for food for them, give them money to buy food. These people, the people you think that will spend their time to go to the polling booths to ask what was happening there. No, they were eager to make their own money. They were asking people to, even asking the party agents to give them money, that they are entitled to some money to feed. That was security agents. So there's no way you can say that they didn't come with any instrument of coercion, no gun, no nothing. They are just there like any ordinary person. So if anything happens, all of them will pick race, they will run. Just like the voters will run as well. So their presence there is of infinitesimal consequence. They don't have much role to play.
So are we saying that yesterday's election was not an entire success? Because we know that the INEC chairman has promised or had promised that the elections will go hitch-free, free, fair, and credible. But then we had some polls where these played out. Are you saying that the election was not entirely a success?
No, credibility I rule out. I rule out credibility, because if something is credible, it must have its measure. It must stand its test. Holistically, I think on the angle of environment, there was no environmental chaos, no problem, no fighting. But the credibility of that election was monetized. That's the area I'm going. Monetize. Remove money. Some people, maybe the declared win or whatever, or some people that say they wouldn't have won.
Okay.
The incumbent came with real money. Let me not be specific. He came with money. His people, the cameras captured them where they were sharing this money to people inducing the contestants. So in law, they've been able to pervade the cause of justice with money. Justice would have been voting the right person. The right person you've come to vote for. You vote for him. But in this case now, they've used money to induce you, to divert your attention, to do what you didn't plan to do. So, for me, that's not a credible election.
Why do you think these agents are able, you mentioned a moment ago that the incumbent came with his people, or his people were there to, share money, give money, sell, buy votes from people. Why do you think they are able to do this in the open, seeing that we are, making efforts to improve our electoral system, have a free, fair, and credible elections? Why do you think they are bold enough to come out in the open on election days to commit these crimes, and nothing happens to them?
Well, they think that is the Nigerian order of the day. Nigerians, in every election, they try to trade money here and there, when in a civilized world, it's not supposed to be so. That is that now. So, they know that even at a higher level, it's been that way. The highest bidder takes it all. Infrastructural, whatever, money assuage hunger. So since it's like the thing has been embedded into our system now, I don't think we are going to remove it. So if the government allows it to tread, like P2B was hammering, you know why P2B lost 2023 election? He refused to induce anybody. He refused monetizing anybody, so that was why he lost out. And the people that learned that lesson from him now decided to implement the lobby. And two, the system has gone so bad. The system is corrupt. That even when you elect a man to go and represent you, if he goes there, he begins to look for his pockets. He cannot help you. And because he cannot help you, now wait for him on election day to reap your own. Because whatever thing they give you, take home, is what you get. So that is the problem. Assuming the people who elect to represent us that they function, they perform creditably well, according to why we have elected them, there won't be need for people to be collecting money. So I think that is the problem. It's a huge problem. The people that represent us don't do well. The electorate now feel that we have to wait for them. It's when they come to negotiate the power again. When they want to collect the power again, they pay dearly for it. Believe in me, maybe in the next election, people will pay 50,000 to get one vote. And then from there it will be going 50,000, 200,000. And then an incumbent, whoever that is there, will talk money for it.
That's sad. Now, we have the new INEC chairman, new in office, and all have made promises, big commitments toward bettering INEC and our electoral system. With what we have seen playing out yesterday, and looking in view of 2027 elections and the whole process through, what do you think INEC needs to correct from what has happened yesterday, and things they need to improve on, if there be any?
I don't think it will change. It can change this old order because it started gradually, and then until it metamorphosed into this level now we are. It's not as if we don't rule out gratification from whatever ab initio, but now it's being done openly. Unlike before, people hide to do it. Maybe before the election day, they buy drinks, they call a meeting, they give them drinks and meat and all those things, and tell them to vote for them the next day. That is part of it. But now, they do it openly, even before you, they negotiate it with you. And the worst right that after voting, you show the person where you have voted. They use camera to capture it. That's another area now. They go in with their phone because they've already negotiated a price, and then to let you know that they voted based on what you discussed with them, they snap it and show it to you. before you pay them. So that has been what the system is into now.
What would you give as a suggestion? Now we are trying to, we have issues in this country, and one of the most pressing has always been elections and election matters. What are your suggestions or opinions on what we can do, citizens, to, better? Now, you've said votes buying and selling has become an order of the day. Should we imbibe it in our system that at every election, okay, we're going to see persons who are coming to sell votes? Or what is the orientation we need to give ourselves to change this notion and somehow better our system? Because it is still us that is doing ourselves.
Yes, except to devise a means.
So what do you think that means should be?
Yes. You know, when you want to withdraw money now, you don't go to the bank. You just use your app. Use your app to do a transfer. Or use your app to use your card to go to these POS people. So there are many ways now. So Nigerians should create a system whereby you can sit in your house and do your voting. You don't see anybody, nobody sees you. And nobody will be available to see you. Sit in that your bedroom or wherever, cast your vote, it will count. Except to devise this means, we are not going to do any credible election. Except we devise this means. I think it will mean, it does not mean it's going to wipe out what do you mean, gratification or whatever, no. But it will minimize it. The desperation of going to house to look for somebody that will give you money. Before you locate the person you are going to vote for, and then you negotiate with him to give you money, and then you go to your house to vote, you must have suffered it a while. So the best bet will be create an app where the man or the woman will sit in his house and cast his vote without coming to a polling unit.
Okay, that's the online, the electronic voting.
Yes, online.
Now, what then happens to, we might be tech savvy, we might be electronic savvy, and then there is this elderly woman in the village who probably, like you said earlier, does not know who is in charge or who these candidates are. Wouldn't you be losing their own votes?
With her PIN number.
Okay.
She can go. She can use any other person's phone to do her own. With her, just click the PIN number. The PIN number will show that she's the owner of that card, and then she will tell you whom to press for her. She will press her, and everything goes.
Okay. We have a discourse on ground. We understand that there is the voter apathy where citizens do not, we heard that INEC recorded 2.8 registered, 2.7 collected PVCs, but not up to 60% came out to vote. Is it high time we encourage the federal government and INEC encouraged or considered the diaspora voting? Because, like our earlier guest said, persons are migrating or are leaving the country to other countries. They are citizens of these states who are not in the country. Do you think it's high time we consider diaspora voting so as to increase, and also the electronic voting, so as to increase the turnout for votes during elections? That's my final question for you.
Diaspora voting, yes. It will help a lot. Because if the people that are at home are biased, the diaspora will not be biased. So, in most cases, we can use the anomaly of the local voting here. Assuming the diaspora are broad-minded and their vote gives you 20% of the rating, and the local voters, out of their biased minds, they vote 20% as well. The diaspora voting will outsmart their own. Because definitely there must be people that will vote in line with diaspora. So it will outsmart their own. Then we'll get a result, get a favorable result. Because the diasporas are very objective. You don't induce them with money now. They are exposed. But people here, they are money conscious. They monetize everything. Everything is monetized. So let us not use their own assessment to give a judgment. Right. I think that will help a lot. It will assuage our feelings and then give us the desired results at any time we start it.
Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for sharing your opinions and views with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, sir.